The number of Rangers fans in Ibrox today was 0, and that is also going to be the number dished out to some of these useless players in blue. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football, and it's time for your player ratings. Celtic versus Rangers. It finished Celtic 2, Rangers 1. The temperature is now -8 in Glasgow with 2 games to play. Bad result for Rangers. If they win their 2 games in hand, they get it back to -2. The temperature rises a little bit, but I feel like Philippe Clement will be feeling the heat after this. It's been sunshine and roses so far in his spell as Rangers manager. Since he's been there, Brendan Rodgers has been the one under pressure, under attack. That might change today. It's now 3 wins in a row for Celtic. It's Philippe Clement's first defeat as Rangers manager, and it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out in the upcoming week. Of course, we have the winter break, so there'll be no football for a bit. Who does that benefit? Not entirely sure. I think if you're chasing, then you'd rather the football continue, but we've got 1 more game left before that, so I think that will be important. But what's important now is that we move in to the player ratings. Celtic, Rangers. We'll just go through each position at a time. So we'll start with the goalkeepers, then we'll go into the defenders, midfielders, strikers, subs, and then finally we will rate the managers. How's that sound to you?
That sounds brilliant. So let's kick off with Joe Hart. I'm going to give Joe a 6. You know what? I think every save he made was easy enough, but he still had to make them. Didn't put a foot wrong. There he is, Joe's. Well, could he have saved the free kick? I think it's harsh. I'm seeing that. I'm going to give him a 6.
I think he could have saved the free kick for the simple fact is he was very central when Tavernier took it. I didn't think Tavernier was actually going to shoot because of how central Joe Hart was positioned for the free kick.
Celtic don't give away many free kicks, but you feel like when they do from those areas, it's going to be a good chance of a goal. We've seen it with Kingsley. We've seen it with Tav last year. And, you know, this today as well, so...
I can't think of... He had a couple of saves in the first half, but they were easy. I can't think of Joe Hart pulling out a really good stop or having to come out and take a cross. A dangerous... I mean, a lot of Rangers' set pieces were poor. When they had corners and free kicks, they couldn't beat the first man. The deliveries were shocking. I just don't think Joe Hart had a lot to do. Therefore, I'm going to give Joe Hart a 5. You give him a 6, so it's a 5.5 for Joe. I mean, it's not the worst rating.
It's not a goal for Joe.
They'll definitely be lower than that.
Oh, yes.
And then we move into Butland. So, what's your thoughts on Butland? Again, I can't really recall many saves.
He had less to do than Hart.
I can't recall any saves. He did get a hand on the Kyogo shot, but I'm not going to blame him for that. I don't think he could do anything about the first goal. It was just blasted by Bernardi. Or Bernardo, whatever the guy calls himself, and I don't think you can really expect Butland to save that. I'll give Butland a 5, you know similar what, right? to Joe Hart.
Every ball into the box he dealt with, apart from the goal that came from Bernardo, but that's Seema's fault, that's not him. And then the goal here, he gets a glove to it, it's incredible he got a glove to it.
I'll give him a 5. He didn't. It's not like he had, especially Rangers being down to 10 men, it's not like Butland had to make a lot of saves to keep Rangers in the game.
No, he didn't.
I'm
going to give him a 5.
I can't recall one save, so it's no high. I'm not going to give him higher than Joe.
One of the few players that can hold his head up high because he didn't do anything.
Yeah, well.
Right, this guy.
Alistair Johnston, lucky to be on the pitch, got yellow carded, should have had a penalty given against him.
2?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, should have had 2 penalties. That the punch and then the clip on Dessers. And people might say the Dessers one where he clips him, they're going to say that's harsh, but the same people that would say that's definitely not a penalty, the same people would say you're clutching at straws, or the same people that would say that Lager Bielka was 100% fouled. So what's the difference? Dessers was in control of that ball. Dessers was in front of Johnson, and as Dessers pulls his leg back to take a shot, Alistair Johnston gets in front of Dessers, attempts to get on the ball, doesn't touch the ball, and then Dessers ends up hitting the back of Alistair Johnston's leg. And when that thing got played out, it was deemed that Dessers' last Old Firm game was the one that fouled Lager Bielka. So if we're going by that same logic, this is a foul on Dessers from Johnson, and it's a penalty. I mean, you can't have it fucking both ways.
No, you can't.
Either the last goal that Rangers scored in the other Old Firm, that should have either counted, or if that one doesn't count because it's a foul, then this is a penalty.
But see, for me, it's not a penalty, but then the goal in the Old Firm with Roof stands. But you can't, like you said, you can't have it both ways.
And yeah, he gave away 2 penalties according to the rules. The handball, people are going to say it was offside. They didn't give offside.
I think he's incredibly lucky.
They gave a goal kick because they deemed it not to be a handball and it came off Seema last, alright? So they've gave a goal kick. They haven't gave a foul. They haven't gave a free kick from the spot of the offside. They gave a goal kick because they're giving a goal kick because the ball went out of play after coming off Seema after the ball was punched by Alistair Johnson. I don't care what they showed 30 minutes later with the fucking stupid lines. It's like the Scotland-Spain game, right? You can't make a decision and then 20 minutes later change your mind after the decisions are already made, right? That doesn't work, alright? You can't get away with that. He was very poor. I'm going to give him a 3 because he gave away 2 penalties, man, right? Just because he didn't actually concede them doesn't mean he didn't.
You know what, right? I wouldn't even say pocketed Seema. I think Seema was just fucking pants. I think Yilmaz was up and down that.
I don't want to make it sound like I'm being harsh on this guy because I genuinely think last year under Ange he looked great, and I was thinking what a lot of Celtic fans were thinking. They've actually made an improvement on Juranovic, but under Rodgers, man, he has looked no better than a Greg Taylor.
See, on a different day, he could have gave away 2 penalties and got sent off. And for that reason alone, I'll agree with a 3. But he didn't. He did nothing. None of it happened.
I just put my 3 in before you even gave yours, but there you go. Tavernier didn't. I don't think he was that bad. You know, he played some good passes out from the back. I mean, was his defending really that bad for the Kyogo goal? I don't think it was. Where I'd say he messed up was, I think, his set pieces. Apart from the goal, he took some corners and some free kicks, and he couldn't beat the first man. His deliveries into the box were poor, but he scored. You know, he gave Rangers a lifeline. At times, you feel like he's the only guy that can actually do something, and that shouldn't be the right back's job. Yeah. It's not the right back's job to fucking score when you're down and out.
He is the captain, though.
I mean, you look at the last game, Rangers 3-2, and it's this guy getting 2 of the goals. I mean, that just shouldn't be happening.
It shouldn't be. I'm going to give Tav a 6.
I'm going to give him a 7, actually. I thought he was alright. I thought he's probably Rangers' best player.
I would have gave him a 7, but then you talked about some of the set pieces, and it made me realise, holy fuck, they were pish.
Well, if they were better, I'd probably give him an 8. I think he was good today, but you know, that's what it is. Liam Scales, I mean, he didn't do anything wrong.
I will say, right, see, Rangers didn't do enough. All you hear about, Carter Vickers and what did Rangers do? Yeah. You sit with their thumbs up their arse.
Scales and Welsh, and they just did not get tested. But look, I can't give Scales a low rating because he wasn't tested.
No, you say they don't get tested. I mean, Dessos absolutely skins one of them, and then that's when he bottles the one-on-one. Dessos had a lot of opportunities today, but it just didn't take them. And a lot of it were these two not being that great. But you know what? They kept Rangers out apart from a free kick.
Yeah, I'm going to give Scales a 6. I thought it was solid.
I'll give him a 6 as well.
Connor Goldson,
5.
Didn't have much to do. Connor Goldson, just set pieces. You're kind of hoping he'd get his head on something, and he just didn't do anything.
I'll give him a 5.
I'll give him a 5 as well. It was a fucking bang average game. Would
this have ended up worse if he was not fit and Suter Davies at the start? Maybe. I don't know.
I think Suter should have played, but yeah, didn't happen. Up next we have Stephen Welsh. He got took off early. Up until that time, I mean, he wasn't. I don't think he was that bad. Like, he wasn't great.
I'll give him a 6.
I'll give him a 5. It's he didn't even make it half time.
Up next, Balogun gets sent off. His mistake. I mean, I think it's questionable.
He also lost the ball in the first half in his own box, and he was just lucky that the ball broke to Butland. That could have been a disaster. I mean, I think Balogun's all right, but for me, when he came back, I thought he was being signed as like the 4th choice centre back. I don't think he should be above John Suter on the pecking order.
He's been the best defender though since Clement came in.
I mean, I wouldn't have started him in this game. Like, it is what it is. He got sent off. I thought it was harsh. If he doesn't bring down Maida, it's probably 3-0. I get why he done it. I'll give him a 3.
I'll give him a 2. You know what? The red card didn't really change the game for me. Rangers.
The Rangers got better, to be honest. Probably.
Yeah, that's the red
card. Greg Taylor, I thought he was anonymous. Didn't do anything.
Didn't do much.
I'll give him a 5.
I'll give him a 6.
Nothing for me.
Right,
I actually think one of Rangers' best players looked good. Alright, defensively, the guy's shaking.
How many times did he skin Maida?
Quite a lot.
I'd say about 5 or 6 times. He just took the ball right around him.
Yeah, no, I thought Yilmaz looked alright. I'll give Yilmaz a 6.
I'll give him a 6 too.
I thought Yilmaz was pretty decent today. It's just a shame that the attacking players couldn't do fuck all, but no, Yilmaz looked alright.
Up next, the most overrated bastard in the history of bastards. I'm going to give him a 6. I do not see what sets him above the rest today. I refuse. I can't see it. mean, you're led to believe the first half, Neil Lennon, he was the difference in the first half. They got overrun in the first half. Rangers were creating chance after Celtic scored. Where the fuck was the Calmac dominance?
Yeah, I'm going to give a 6 as well. I thought he was bang average.
What puts Callum McGregor better than Lundstram or Sterling in that first half? What sets him apart from those two?
I don't think anything. I'm giving him a 6.
I think a 6 is high, but you know what? Man of the match. Is that the level though of Scottish football that this guy's supposed to be the holy grail even though he's pants?
Could just because he's a captain, he's Scottish, he's a long-term servant, that he's going to get the praise no matter what. Lundstram, best in the world, not today. Although I don't think he was bad. I don't think Lundstram was bad.
I
think he was. I'll give him a 6.
I'm going to give him a 6 as well.
I thought he was alright. Didn't think he was any worse than McGregor.
Right, up next, O'Reilly.
I thought he was quiet. He's been Celtic's best player this season, but didn't really do anything for me in this game.
Yeah, but was McGregor better than O'Reilly?
I don't think so.
I think O'Reilly got stuck in. He busted his nose. He kept going. I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6. Yeah.
I think he was as good as McGregor.
Sterling.
I'm going to give a 6 as well. Yeah. I'm tempted to give him a 7, but nah, he was on the losing side. I think Sterling was probably Rangers' best midfielder. I thought he picked up the ball and
if you look at this game,
made a lot of good drives forward.
If you look at the areas of the pitch, right, you're seeing very consistent ratings. Balogun obviously getting downplayed because he got sent off, and Johnston should have got 2 penalties and been sent off. Right,
there wasn't much in the game between either side. There really wasn't.
If you look at the midfield, goalies and defence, there's really not much in it. It's Rangers up front with
we'll probably see that. Bernardo took his goal. Apart from that.
You know what? I'm going to give Bernardo a 7. I was debating an 8, but he should have been sent off. And you know what? For an on-loan player, he played a lot better than people who should know about the Old Firm.
I'll give him a 6. 6.5.
Right, fair enough.
He scored... no, you know what? I'll give him a 7, actually. He got the goal, so... I'm going to
finish.
I'm going to factor in the next goal in the rating, so I have to factor in Bernardo's goal, so I'll get a 7. Cantwell for me was pretty poor today.
I'm going to give it 2.
A 2. I'll give him a 4. I thought it wasn't great. So it was a 3 out of 10.
Well, let's talk about Cantwell.
Alright, go. Let's talk about him.
I'm done. I'm done with the hype. Fucking move him on. I'd rather sell Cantwell and bring Hadji back. Rangers have got Hadji and Lowry out on loan, and you look at their current state of affairs, man. Rangers a few years ago had Morelos, Jermaine Defoe, a more fit Ruth, and Cedric Itten and Greg Stewart as striking options. What the fuck happened? I mean, Jermaine Defoe and Prime Morelos.
Cedric Itten would walk into this team.
Yeah.
That's not a diss on it.
Slippers on?
That's not a diss on Itten, but when Itten was at Rangers, he was 4th choice.
Yeah.
But in this team, he'd be 1st choice.
I just think Cantwell was shocking. The decision making's awful, and there were so many times where he just didn't close down, then he walks off, and they're clapping him off as Celtic. And you know what, Chris Sutton's right to bury him because you know what, he's almost all bark but no bite. Back it up. I'm sick of it. You can lift the League Cup. How about you lift the fucking big one?
Right, I was poor. You know what? I'm going to change my rating. I'll give him a 3, so it's a 2.5. I thought he was fucking shite, actually, to be honest.
Don't worry, though, he won't be the lowest.
Dyson Maeda, I'll give a 6. He was alright. I mean, he got Balogun sent off, I guess, with that run through.
What I like about Maeda is he can play awful, but at least he runs.
I know, he
Not
does.
That he was awful, though.
He wasn't awful, but I don't think he had a standout game.
No.
I'm giving him a 6.
I'll give him a 6 as well.
McCausland, I felt like he was Rangers' best player going forward. He looked lively. He had a shot saved by Joe Hart. Out of the attacking 4, he was the best, but he
squandered quite a lot, so I'm going to give him a 5.
I'm giving him a 4. It was just pretty poor, wasn't it, really, at the end of the day? Palma,
4.
I thought he was quiet.
4. Didn't do nothing.
Didn't do anything for me. Just a passenger there in this Celtic side. I mean... He could have played Mikey Johnson for the beginning. I think he would have got the same result, even though he is pretty shite. Palma, I'm going to give a 4 as well. Just didn't do nothing. Sima, I think it was one of his worst games in a Rangers shirt. From at the start, when he first joined, I thought the guy was shite. But then he started banging in goals, and I was like, you know what, Rangers have got a pretty decent player here. But today he was awful. And he's at fault for the goal. I'm giving Sima a 2.
I'm giving him a 1.
1, right.
Don't worry, Sima, you're not worse, though.
Kyogo, I said he'd done absolutely nothing when he was coming out at half time, and then less than 2 minutes later, he's he's stuck it in the top bins. I've said it all the time. I think he is the best player in the league. Now, I think Shanklin's a better finisher, but I think Kyogo's the better all-round attacking player. And for me, he is the best player in the league. He's been poor by his standards under Rodgers, but this is a guy that when Ange was there, you genuinely felt, well, at least I did, you genuinely felt like this is a guy that could have moved to Spurs for like 25, 30 million. At the moment, he's not really putting in those sort of performances.
Can Ange just put the bid in and get him across the line, please?
Maybe that's his plan. Maybe his plan's to play, play pish so Ange can get him cheap in January.
Quiet game, but that's what good strikers do.
Shankland against Hibs, quiet game, didn't really do anything, and then boom, last minute, great finish for Kyogo.
But I gave Bernardo a 7.
That's what I gave Kyogo.
I can't give him above a 7.
No, it's a 7.
Right, let's take 7 away here.
Right, I'm giving him a 0. Do
we do minuses?
No, it's a
0 then.
It's a 0 for me. I've nothing positive to say about this guy. I mean, at times he finds himself in decent positions, but I think that's mainly down to the mistakes Celtic make, and he's the guy playing up front. So if Celtic make a mistake at the back, it's more likely going to be this guy that's there to benefit.
Yeah.
I don't think he creates opportunities. I think he just finds himself getting in those positions.
Yeah.
And like the day when he was through for the one where he gets taken out by Johnson, that he fucked up. That one, and then there was another one he was through and he hit the side netting. Then there was another one where he was through where it looked like he was waiting on backup and he took a shot and it was easily blocked. I mean, he gets himself into the box with an opportunity to shoot and score, but he just doesn't do it. It's a 0 for me.
Yeah, it's a 0.
It's a waste of a shirt.
He did get at Scales and Welsh a bit and he created, but I just think what Morelos would do against him.
Yeah, and I mean...
Not that Morelos, I'm not going to pretend Morelos had 40 goals against Celtic, because of course he didn't, but this guy's awful.
What I think is telling, right, Dessers is awful, yet Philippe Clement only chose to make 3 of his 5 substitutes and he left Matondo and Lammers on the bench when Rangers were losing this game. So...
yeah, one of the worst performances though, I think you will see.
I get it, Matondo's not an out-and-out centre-forward, but would you not, with his pace, would you not bring him on? Is he not worth a go over Dessers? Lammers is an attacking player, cost 3 million, 3.5 million, is he not?
Yeah, Clement didn't really go for it in the dying embers of this game.
It's like, I can understand if it was Kyogo that plays for Rangers, and you think by taking off Kyogo, you're weakening your attack by bringing on O. That's true, but...
We've seen Arbroath bring their goalie on up front and they scored a 30... Well, why can't Rangers do that?
I actually think if you bring Ross McCrory on, I don't think it makes a difference. Robbie McCrory's probably more likely to fucking win a header or stay on side. So, yeah, this guy can't even stay on side. And anytime a ball gets whipped into the box, he's fucking in an offside position. He's garbage. It's a 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
Right. Naroki came on.
Did a job.
Yeah, came on.
That's his job, Gary.
It's his job, Gary.
Roy Keane was in attendance.
Right, Roy Keane was there. Fucking Rangers needed Roy Keane in that midfield.
Midfield wasn't that bad.
Well, replace him with fucking Roy Keane up front. He was alright for me, you know what? I don't think he was great, but he was solid. I'll give him a 6. He came on.
I'll give him a 6 as well.
Come on and done alright. Kieran Dowell, don't think this guy's Rangers quality. When he got signed,
name me a player there that is.
He was one of Michael Beale's first signings, wasn't he? Outside of the January transfer window.
He was his first signing. 24th of May 2022, or 23, sorry.
No, his first signings were Raskin and Cantwell.
Yeah, you said outside of January.
Well, that's what I mean.
So he was.
Alright, well, my point is, he shouldn't have been signed, or he's garbage.
Rangers' last opportunity of the game came from the left, and he just fucking blasted it out. I don't even know what it wasn't a cross, it wasn't a shot, it was just shite.
I'll give him a 2 because he didn't do anything overly bad, but yes, he's just not a good player.
I think he did. The last opportunity of the game, he blazed out of play.
Well, I think a 2, anything less than a 2 is a bit hard, but you can give him what you want.
No, I'm going to give him a 2, but you're making it that he didn't do anything bad.
Alright, I mean, he didn't fucking miss an open net or score an own goal, you know what I mean? So... he didn't do a Dessers-like performance.
I think Dessers was away for getting booted out the country.
Alright, O came on. It done nothing, in my opinion, apart from getting a squabble with John Suter and went down holding his face, even though he was the one all over Suter. O's just not... he's just not Kyogo, isn't he not?
He's not. But here, he came on, he did his job.
I'll give him a 4.
I'll give him a 4.
Scott Wright came on, didn't do a job.
This guy's pants, man. I'm sorry. This is... Why did Rangers take a punt on this guy, but they won't? Oh, Lewis Ferguson for Aberdeen's not good enough, but Scott Wright is. What on what planet?
It's madness. It's fucking mad.
Baggy trousers, it's fucking mince. That's what it is. This guy's pish.
See when you're relying on this guy to come on and do
See,
something.
apart from getting absolutely poleaxed by, I believe it was Naroki down the right hand side when he went for a 50-50. What did this guy do?
Not a lot.
He does nothing. Hamden Scott, right? Well, you know what, right? We've been to he scored 2 goals against Hearts. Well done. Well fucking done.
When you said we've been Hampden, I thought you meant us.
No, you know what I mean. No,
Scott Wright's been Hampden.
So whatever. He's fucking pish. A 2?
This guy's supposed to drag Rangers to another European final.
How does he bring this guy on ahead of Matondo? Because Wright's not even that quick. He's quick, but he's not Matondo quick.
No, you know what, I'll give him a 2. Done nothing. Mikey Johnson came on, did do something, was shite.
Pretty sure one of the Johnsons doesn't have a T in their name. Don't really know which one it is. This guy was awful, by the way, though. He almost cost Celtic like 2 goals. Chris Sutton was green. I'm going to give him a 2. I thought you know what, we buried Palma, but Tav was pretty ineffective under Palma.
Yeah, I mean, Palma didn't really do anything up front, but Johnson's a liability.
Doesn't do anything up front.
Doesn't do anything
I know
defensively.
he scored 2 goals against Dundee, but Trevor Carson gave him them, alright, so...
What do you give a Trevor Carson rating, by the way, for that game?
Fucking no one's bad as Dessers, so...
So 1.
Aye.
Anyway, 2 for Mikey Johnson. John Suter came on, done nothing. He went up for a cross and back post. I mean, fuck. He gets a contact on it and the ball goes out for a goal kick.
Put it this way, how are you supposed to rate a defender that came on 2-0 down with 10 men and you're just supposed to not concede anymore?
Well,
I didn't concede anymore,
yeah,
so
I don't really recall him having any bad moments at the back.
I'll give him a 5.
I said bring him on, stick him up front. I don't know if that's what Clement did.
I'll give him a 5.
But he spent more time. I'll give a 5 as well. He spent more time up front than he did.
Little bad. I didn't think he'd be welcome back at Celtic Park, but here he is. How can he celebrate with them, man? I don't get it. Come on over to the blue side, Abada, because we sure as fuck need you.
Would you take him?
Of course I would.
Layla Bat, you know what, he was...
Mo Johnston, come on.
I'll give him a 4, same as O. Don't think he done anything
I'll give him a 4
think he done
as
anything
well.
wrong. Alright, that's the player ratings. I still can't believe that Rangers were trailing 2-0 and Clement only used 3 to 5 substitutes.
Certain specky bastards, though, would let you believe that it was a Brendan Rodgers masterclass today. What did Brendan Rodgers do? What did Brendan Rodgers do today? Go, that's why he's the man. What did he do?
You know what? Brendan Rodgers didn't get a result today that a Neil Lennon,
Ronnie Delia,
or a Ronnie Dyla, or even a Tony Mowbray wouldn't have got.
Aye.
And that's the truth, right?
Big Tony.
Brendan Rodgers, you know what? They got the win at home. I don't think they were great. I'll give him a 5. It's an average 5. I don't think.
I'll give him a 5.
I can't say done.
First goal, right? I mean, nothing about Celtic's tactics made me go, oh, Brendan's done them there. I mean, it was a wonder goal for Kyogo, and it was a mistake for Rangers on the first goal.
Right.
So I don't think you can give him above a 5, really.
Philippe Clement, I think just for the lack of substitutions and the lack of... It's 2-0 down, just go for it. See if you lose 3 or 4, it is what it is. But I can't respect a manager that doesn't. I get it, right? He might not rate Lammers, and I don't blame him. And he might not really rate Matondo. But I think he has used Matondo a decent amount, has he not? Or,
yeah, he has.
I just don't see why Matondo's not and Lammers ain't getting brought on. Dessers stayed on. Dessers was on to the 90th minute. Dessers was on to the end. There's no reason why that should have happened. So for me, due to the substitutes and the just his refusal to go for it and make changes, especially when you're down to 10 men, you're covering more grass, you're going to tire quicker. All 5 substitutes needed to be made. I think it was poor for Clement. I'm going to give him a 2.
I'll give him a 3. 2.5 out of 10 for Big Phil. I just think you look at both managers and it's like, what was the setup from either of them?
No, but I mean, Rodgers got himself in a 2-0. But then again, Celtic could have easily bottled this and dropped 2 points today.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to think a 5 was too high for Rodgers, to be honest.
No, it's if buts maybes, but I don't look at that game of football and think, oh, he outdone him. He didn't.
I think the difference is Celtic have players Celtic have Kyogo, right? And Rangers have Dessers. That's the fucking difference.
That is the difference.
That's it. And the officials, what would you rate them out of curiosity? Considering
Nick Walsh.
Rangers should have probably had 2 penalties, and at least Johnston should have been sent. No, Bernardo and Johnston both could have been sent off.
It's got to be a 0. Right? And you know what? See the Alistair Johnston handball? It's not even... It's just everything about that's wrong. Say it is offside, then why are we not being told? Why are we waiting half an hour? In the biggest game in the world,
but
we're waiting half an hour.
They didn't give offside. They gave a goal kick. So...
Yeah, but half an hour later, that was the reason.
But that doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter, but either way, it's a disgrace. And you know what? How quick was he to whip out the red card for Balogun? He wasn't that quick when, Alistair Johnston or Paulo Bernardo.
No, it didn't even go to VAR.
But see, that's the decisions where they just won't overturn that.
But the Bernardo one, they checked the VAR and couldn't even give a second yellow because the stupid
It's
rules.
not like Balogun, right, completely dragged him to the ground or 2-footed him in the back. I mean, they're kind of wrestling each other, but Balogun's just 7 inches taller.
It's kind of those ones where Balogun chucked himself to the ground. He might have got the free kick.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have tried that. Anyway, guys, there you go. That's it. There's your player ratings. It was an entertaining game of football, but quality wasn't really there. Although we did have a moment of quality for Kyogo, and that was probably a difference maker because it killed the game off. I know it was early, but it's kind of like the game against Livingston and Dundee, where they just got the early goals at the start of the second half. And that's what they done here. Came straight out, got the second goal. And
yeah, see from...
Because Rangers ended the first half better, so I kind of expected that to continue on. That was going to be the trend. But Celtic just put a stop to that, and I think that's what won them the game, that early goal.
But see, that's when Clement should have made the changes. See, since went 2-0 down, it's like, right, we need to change this. Go for it.
Aye.
No point sitting with the same ship.
He didn't. Anyway, guys, there you go. That's the ratings. Let us know your thoughts down below. Man of the match, I'll give it for Kyogo. I think for the goal alone.
Yeah, 2-0.
Aye, a great finish, so it is what it is. There you go, guys. There's your wee player ratings. So catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.